Okay. Someone was asking Bob about the handle on that tool,
Right.
custom made or whatever. Let me just tell you, you got a few minutes to go to a wood carving group that does decoys and birds and all those other things. Then you're going to see some really unique carving apparatuses and gizmos. And a lot of the parts you won't find with our specialty groups that we hang with and buy with. It's a very specialized group of people. I mean, the Louisiana Waterfowl Carvers and Collectors Guild is located here in New Orleans, and to go to their shop, I can't find any of those bits and tips and cutters and all that they have. And these guys do some pretty good work. I've got some absolute art that was given to me early on in my career from that group. And do you watch them? All right, watch them do that, but ask them to sharpen it. Then if they'll share that with you, you're all right.
Well, you got to be careful around their work because if you make too much noise, it'll fly away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I joined one of those groups on. Joined one of those groups on Facebook, and submitted a wildlife carving group, and I submitted one of my leaf carving pieces, and they threw me off the group because it wasn't a duck.
A lot of the wood carving groups here use dental bits.
Yeah. That's usually used. What we usually use that for piercing or really fine detail. They run the dental bits. You run in a different sort of machine, and they run like, okay, so a Dremel will do what, up to 36,000 RPMs or something like that,
Right.
or maybe it's 18,000 on the Dremels. The
I've got
micromotors
one that does 36.
okay. How far do the micromotors go? They go to like 40K, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, I know some,
50.
that'll get up to 60,000 RPMs.
It depends on
Okay.
the micromotor you're using. Mine only does about 30. It
If
just
it's
depends
So
on my speed.
If
But the difference between-
if it's air powered, it can go up to 60 or
It's not a
more.
micromotor if it's air powered.
right.
Yeah, but it
That's
depends.
it.
Also
That's the
depends on
point.
if it's brushless or not.
So
Yeah.
if you go to one of the dental drills and you're using a dental bit, then usually those are in the 400,000 RPMs. Now, I had a very interesting discussion with Dixie Biggs a number of years ago when I was considering what to bring to a class, and she said that for much of the bulk carving, that what I wanted was a micromotor because the dental drills didn't have the strength to do the carving. Because a lot of what you're doing is you're just using the high RPMs to burn through stuff. And I could do all of the carvings that I've done with the micromotors. So, and I still love that machine. That's one of my favorite machines. So I hope
Bob,
that
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I hope that shows some of the differences between them.
Now there's one that nobody's talked about, and it's like a Fordham flex shaft. It is great for carving because you can go from 1/4 inch down to smaller sizes too, but you don't have as much. The micromotor is good for more flexibility with it, but you can still handle the 1/4 inch with the flex shaft.
Yeah, and the Fordham's got the power to go behind it. I mean, it's
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it's
got
yeah.
the torque. It's not going to bother on you.
Now
Yeah,
I
there's
have
also-
I have one that's really neat. It actually is the old dental piece that they used in the lab. So it has the belt that runs through all the pulleys and comes on down through a set of pulleys and runs back on it. Hey, you laugh, but I have a tremendous torque with it because I have a big motor in the back driving it. Driving this
Trey,
little bitty
I
shaft.
got it. Trey, one of my friends here has got that same machine. He's got the whole setup. He's even got a dental chair and one of those overhead light thingies.
Well, this is one that was used in the lab because the motor, it has a separate mount, and the mount to it mounts to the motor on it, and it was not set up to be in a chair. It was set up to be sitting in a lab.
Wow.
So that's the way it was set up. And the bit for it is a quick change tool bit. You just rotate it and pull it out, slip it back in. It's a
375
30
horsepower.
It has
Jeez.
tremendous horsepower because that big motor is sitting in the back. Driving on that small shaft, I have more torque with it than I do any of the rest of them for the small size.
Very good. Hey, Bob, there was I'm gonna spotlight you not only for the question, but also for your showpiece here. But there was a question about the handle you had on the Dremel. Is that part of the Dremel, or did you fabricate that?
No, that I had to buy that. That is an attachment you can get for a Dremel, and it
Okay.
works real well. It instead of holding it, like a screwdriver or something, you actually can hold it like a I don't know. It gives you a different handle.
It's more like a pistol grip. You can get them on Amazon.
Yeah, and it works real well. I think it works for nearly all the Dremels. I'm not sure, but it does work real well.
Yeah, think I might get one of them, or see if I have a hand at making myself one for it. That's what I use as a Dremel.
Yeah. You probably could make one, but this one fits over the nose, and
Right.
then it has then that little piece just screws back down on top of it and tightens it up. So it's pretty easy to put on and off. It's not hard.